Hoverboards aren't actually hoverboards. They're just electronic self-balancing scooters. Some people call them two-wheeled smart electric drifting boards. And Marty McFly is quite disappointed. The hoverboard was the it gift of 2015. It was also the bane of hospital staff existence that holiday season. Jefferson University Hospital in Philadelphia had 7 hoverboard-related fracture cases come in through the clinic in 1.5 days. It's recommended that you wear a helmet, knee pads, and elbow pads while riding a hoverboard. But if you do that, you won't look cool. So what's the point? Oh. A kid died in London after he crashed into a bus without wearing protective gear. But that wouldn't have happened here. The bus would have been on the other side of the road. So, see, we're fine. But seriously, people look so dumb riding this. How the fuck did anyone convince anyone else that it's cool to ride one of these things? They're like a more dangerous and somehow more annoying Heelys. Have you ever seen someone on a Segway in public? Well, yeah, you want to slap them. Usually they're too high up in the air and your swiping radius is right at their groin. But when it comes to the hoverboard, you're in luck. It only makes the person who's riding it about 4 inches taller. Let's remove a sin. Let's take a moment to think about Paul Blart Mall Cop on one of these fucks. You're welcome for the mental image. Treasured always. Here's a segue. Hoverboards were in the news a lot early on because they had the tendency to blow up. Okay, well, the obscene number of hot jokes referencing the whole self-immolating aspect of the hoverboard is, well, obscene. We get it. They caught on fire while charging sometimes, and a lot of people like them. Moving on. Puns aren't funny. Unless I make them. Then they're pretty funny. Amazon UK actually asked people to throw out their hoverboards that they purchased on the site due to the risk of combustion. Well, you can still buy matches and lighters on Amazon, and those are both combustible. Double standard much? 3 major airlines actually banned hoverboards from their flights. They're prohibited in both checked luggage and carry-on. They are also Asian in origin. I think I'm starting to see a pattern here, United. Virgin Airlines managed to piss off Russell Crowe when they wouldn't let his kids bring their Segway boards onto the plane. He went on a teensy little Twitter rant and... oh, well, that's all. I mean, no one really cares that much about Russell Crowe. Since Les Mis. Who never doubted all these years. Many celebrities have been involved in some way with this hoverboard trend. Mike Tyson fell pretty hard when he tried to do it in his living room, but considering his job is to fall on cue, it couldn't have hurt too badly. I broke my back. Also, Wiz Khalifa managed to get arrested at the airport when he refused to surrender his hoverboard to the TSA agents. There's a hoverboard stairs accident simulator app where you have to try to dismount at the perfect moment in order to somersault down the stairs. I love game developers. Now, even if your hoverboard doesn't catch fire, it's still pretty dangerous. This thing is difficult to balance, and you have to use it on a flat surface, so carpet's out of the picture. Unlike a skateboard, it senses where you're leaning, so all of your instincts are wrong. If you feel yourself falling forward, you lean back. Unfortunately, the board senses this and sends you flying backwards, which makes you then lean forward, sending the board forward, and back and forth until you either fall down or manage to stay in one position long enough to dismount and never get back on the board again because you like living and are still a bit annoyed that it doesn't actually hover like you hoped it would. Okay, so let me explain this whole fire thing real quick because it's not very complicated. Hoverboards use lithium-ion batteries, which can't accept overcharging. Because of this, chargers have an automatic cutoff mechanism that acts when the battery is full. It's like putting gas in a gas tank when the tank is full. The nozzle automatically shuts off the gasoline. The fires happen when the cutoff mechanism malfunctions. Got it? Cool. Okay. Moving on. Now, although that is the main reason they explode into flames, sometimes the battery just gets too hot from it being used and explodes. So basically, there's no rhyme or reason to anything, and you will die. The safety consulting firm, UL, wait, that's the official name? UL? Okay. UL has somehow become the gatekeeper of hoverboard safety. Their stamp of approval on a hoverboard means that it probably won't blow up. Probably. The consensus seems to be that the Swagtron T1 is the best hoverboard option. I would like us to all pause for a moment and take that name in. Swagtron. Skepticism of foreign manufacturers was spurred on by trading standards when they revealed that 9 out of 10 hoverboards imported from the EU in a 3-week period were defective. 9 out of 10 is a passing grade, which in this case is a failing grade. Even if 1 out of 10 were defective, that would still be a shitty ratio. But no, you are statistically unlikely to receive a hoverboard that wouldn't catch fire. And finally, the Queen of England banned hoverboards from parks owned by the Crown, which means that someone had a conversation with the Queen of England about hoverboards. Just think about that for a second.